everyone, my name is Tina and welcome to my Genshin channel. This has to be the craziest promo for a special program and I'm here to analyze it. So first of all, I want to focus on the title, A Space and Time for You. Very mysterious. And if you look at the Japanese or the Chinese title, which are basically identical, I think it implies even more than that. If you want to exactly translate what it means, basically a space-time that has you. Kind of implies to me, if there's a space-time where I exist, then there must be a space-time where I don't exist. And it probably has nothing to do with that, but I just have to mention because if any part of that comes through, then I can be like, I said it. Seeing this title in Japanese kind of reminded me to an old movie that I translated back in the days. It was called Ashita Sekai ga Owaru toshitemo, where one of the songs in it goes like Kimi no ina sekai da, and that means a world without you. But it's very similar to like the same structure, except there's like space-time and just world. And I don't want to harp on it too much, and also I don't want to give spoilers to you guys. But very shortly, this movie is about two connected worlds, and the two connected worlds have connected people, meaning if something happens to one person, then the other one in the other world also, I don't want to spoil, but like, you kind of get what I'm saying. It can definitely cause some troubles. And because of that movie, I also thought about a very recent art conquest where Barbie herself said, only by turning the world on its head can we see its true colors. I'm almost certain no one saw this movie in the Genshin team. I have no idea if any of you guys have seen it, but personally, I got very similar vibes just looking at this image and looking at the title, at least in Japanese. And I am not sure how I could connect light or lumin, you know, but the other part, which is space, that is exactly the word in Chinese and Japanese of ether. That means ether in itself. We're gonna come back to this a little bit later. There is something else we have to talk about. If we have the space and the time, we have to talk about the four shades. Because everything I said so far were kind of just like my mind going all over the place. But the four shades, I genuinely think we might be onto something here. So in case you don't know, there's the Heavenly Principles and they have four shades. Who are these shades? How do we know that? From the artifact set. I'm gonna be honest, in English it's a tiny bit mystical. They are using very fancy words for the artifacts, but in Japanese and Chinese this is way more simpler and exactly the name of these shades. First of all, we have the Flower of Life, and this is pretty easy. This is same in English and in any other languages. This alludes to the ruler of life, who just recently we found out has been devoured. Rindotir was getting a little hungry, so I guess the ruler of life is no life anymore. Going for the next one, the Plume of Death, and this is also pretty easy in English as well. This alludes to the ruler of death, who we personally met not long ago, so you're probably all familiar with the ruler of death. Now, if you're moving forward, the Sands of Eon. I mean, Eon is time. We know that one. This is not that fancy of a word, but in Japanese and Chinese it's literally just time. The ruler of time, who we don't know that much about. We know that she was called Istra, and according to Ei, it was the ruler of time who helped Makoto with the sacred sakura and basically planted the seed in the time manipulation. And this is where it gets really interesting, because Goblet of Eon Tium. I have zero idea how to pronounce that, never heard it in my life. In Japanese, it's Sora. Yep, that is the same Sora as Ether, or we see this in other Hoyoverse games. It is translated as the Void. So wait a second, that would mean that the fourth shade is the ruler of Void, which could be like space, the sky, you know, everything in other languages. At least in Honkai Third, it was translated as Void. And ruler of Void, if I have any German speakers watching me, you already know where I'm going with this. The ruler of Void, that is the Herrscher of the Void. And the Herrscher of the Void, that is literally a character in Honkai Third. That is none other than Kiana. Now, who that person might be, it's not really a surprise. That is the unknown god. There are just so many proofs for this theory. I'm not even sure if it's a theory anymore. Obviously, with the artifacts, you can already see that, okay, so ruler of Void, that is literally the same name as the other character in this game. But besides that, if you want even more proof, the unknown god that we have seen at the start is voiced by the exact same voice actor in both Chinese and Japanese as Kiana is voiced in Honkai Third. This might be one of the biggest open secrets, I think, in the Genshin lore. And seeing the version's title, the space-time, I have a heavy feeling that we might actually see the unknown god god once again. I mean, obviously it's a Dawn Slave quest. We will also most likely see our sibling as well. And there's also something very interesting. You can only see that with the Japanese teaser, since the Japanese teaser always has the hosts ahead of time. Our hosts on the Japanese stream at least are gonna be Sora, Eater, as an English Eater's voice actor. Also gonna be Tartaglia's voice actor. Yep, he's everywhere. Are we surprised? There's gonna be Dahlia's voice actor as well. And something very strange, because these three people are marked as hosts, but there is now another group, or more so another person, Skirk's voice actress. And Skirk's voice actress is like in a whole different category, as not a host but a special narrator. I have no idea what it entitles. I mean, Tartaglia is also here, so probably those two are gonna be talking about each other. But special narrator? What is she gonna be narrating? I've never seen this before. Even when other people were talking in like the live streams, they were never mentioned by name in the teaser like this. So I have no idea, but definitely something to keep an eye on. And now that we know that the Abyss is definitely gonna be a big part of the story, what else could be a big part of the story? A thing that actually has been in front of us ever since like the very beginning, and it's only now when I started thinking about that, because if you go to the Traveler's character story description, you're gonna be finding a line which in English says, "The keeper is fading away." And English speaking people, I'm sorry, I don't think this tells much for you. But once again, in the good old Japanese and Chinese, they don't necessarily use the word keeper, or at least they use something more familiar for it. The word they're using is Choteisha. And if you don't know why it's important, then let's watch back the very beginning of Genshin.
この天理の調停者が
Choteisha, or as you may know, sustainer. And it's also not just fading away, it very explicitly says that, yeah, she is dying. Could we have just puzzled together what is gonna be the story in the next Archon quest? I mean, we just heard that one of the shades got nom-nommed. Now imagine if the Traveler would be the one who's finally killing this dying unknown god. I feel like that is absolutely possible and could definitely make a fun story. And the most important question would be, since we know that the Heavenly Principles is sleeping, would they finally wake up when two of their children got consumed? Okay, I'm not sure if we would be consuming the unknown god. I mean, might happen if Paimon is with us. You never know. But I feel like, as crazy as it sounds, this would be the absolute perfect opportunity to just learn more about the unknown god. And now, after yapping for like, I don't know, like 6-7 minutes about just some words in the title, let's also take a look at the promo image as well. In this picture, it looks like the Abyss is just tearing up the fabric of time and space, and behind them would be the Abyss. Obviously, very heavily resembling the fake sky that we have seen in the Natlan Archon quest. And while of course Dawn Slave could just follow us to Natlan, he didn't follow us to Fountain. So I feel like that the fact that he is here in Natlan in this place, it is just heavily implying the fake sky, real sky storyline. We will 100% get some information about that, maybe about who made it, why made it. And since the sky is obviously like a geological object, my assumption would be the fake sky was the work of the unknown god, the ruler of a void or space. You know, those are interchangeable. But that's not all, because if you want to get real crazy with the theories, space and also there is time. I'll be honest, I have no idea if this whole thing has anything to do with the ruler of time, Istarach. But like the space and time, like, come on, they go each other. And the whole creation of the world may be a reason why we shouldn't see what's happening outside. Could be because of the Samsara Cycles. What are the Samsara Cycles? Thank you for asking me. If you don't know, that's more or less confirmed that Tivet is cycling through these various phases in a Samsara cycle. And most of our information comes from a note that tells us that the Narcissistic Ordo was believing that we are living currently in the 4th Samsara cycle. And I already made a video about this beforehand, because as you know, the purpose of each Samsara cycle is to just improve yourself and get back and improve. How do you improve your characters? Constellations. And would you believe it, whenever there's a character story quest and you get to the phase when you're trialing the character, that character is always gonna be at C3, meaning that 3 completed cycle with those 3 improvements. And since you're living in the 4th cycle, that character would already be on the 4th cycle of improvement. This is one of those theories where I have no idea if it's ever gonna be proven or not, but this is gonna be my headcanon. I don't care what anyone else is saying. Now, the number 4 comes up in other places as well, like we are the 4th descender. Maybe each cycle had a descender. Also, each cycle has like kind of recognizable names. The second one was like Natlan, which is maybe because of the dragons. Third one was Remuria. Was it just right before us? And now we're in the one that's called Kram Arya, Kanria. I really don't know if this is intentional, if it has anything to do with anything that I'm saying now. I'm just putting it out here because this is extremely suspicious. But what's important after so much yapping on my side is that the ruler of void most likely is the unknown god. We're gonna be getting a patch with a space time where the space is literally the void in other languages. So I mean like the ruler of the void, you know? And there's also the ruler of time, which I really don't know if she's gonna be appearing or not, but maybe Easteroff is also gonna be joining the party. Okay, this video ended up being way longer than I imagined it would be, and I don't think it's humanly possible to yap more about just a single image and a few words. So at least I just hope it was enjoyable, and we'll see very soon if I was wrong or not. Don't forget that the special program is gonna be on this Friday, and obviously I'm gonna be reacting to that. If you're curious about that, if you wanna laugh of all the things that I got wrong, then make sure to subscribe for more content. And if I piqued your interest with this video, then also make sure to click the like button down below. I will see you on my Genshin channel and see you guys on Friday. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye.